A little bit of trivia for you too. With that bayonet attached to this, in a lot of the third world countries and smaller places, when they would have sporting events like javelin or spear chucking, they would use this gun a lot and flip the spear out and just kind of, you know, just like that. Really popular amongst the youngsters in Afghanistan. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to GUNMEISTER. For today's episode, we're going to be checking out the Chinese NORINCO SKS. Now, I'm not sure if you say it NORINCO or NORINCO, but either way, that's what we're going to be checking out. I'm going to tell you a couple things about this gun. It's a really popular gun. There was about 10 million of these things made. And if you ever found yourself cruising the Ho Chi Minh Trail, you'd probably come across many of them. Now, one thing that you need to know about the SKS is that prior to the Clinton administration, these things were plentiful in the United States. You could pick them up for about $100, but now that they don't import them from China anymore, they're not quite as plentiful. So what's here in the States is here in the States. Now, if you come across them, they're going to run you a bit more just because they're hard to come by and they're not as plentiful as they were. So expect to pay, you know, $300, $400, $500 depending on condition and your area. Even though they're from China, I mean, they're still built incredibly well. They function really, really good, and they're good shooters, guys. So let's go ahead and look at some of the features that this dude has. The magazines on these are kind of built into the gun, meaning I think they do make some aftermarket ones that you can get, like extended ones, but for the sake of being a purist here, we'll talk about the mag that comes on it. And it has a little lever right down here, and when you pull that back, it pops it open. The bolt locks back, holds open on your last shot. So to get that up, you pop that forward, pull the bolt back, and it sends it forward, and you're good to go. To load this guy, in the top of this gun on the bolt, it takes a stripper clip. And I don't have any stripper clips for this. So you can load this two ways if you don't have a stripper clip. You can obviously load it from the top down, but when you do that, be aware, as soon as you start pushing them in there, this bolt is going to carry forward, so watch your thumb. The better way I've found to do this is open the mag, just like that, let the bolt go forward, and you can literally take these bullets, and it's really pretty quick and simple. Basically, you point them, orientate them the right way, and you just drop them in, just like this. And this guy holds 10 rounds, and once you get those in there, close it up, and you're good to go as soon as you rack it, okay? And then to empty it, same story, open it up, the rounds fall out, clear it, you're clear, good to go. So that's kind of an interesting way that they've set this up to load it. Now, I'll tell you something else. A lot of times back in the day, this gun was preferred over the AK-47 because the AK, although it held more, took longer to load. Or with the stripper clip, it was quick, and if you just had some rounds that you wanted to drop in, you could do that too. Accuracy on this guy is pretty darn good. So your sight right here is adjustable for distance, and it's marked respectively 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. Those represent meters. So if your target was, say, 400 meters away, you'd move it up to the 4 mark, and that should allow for a correction and kind of lob your shot in there. It goes all the way up to 10, which would represent 1,000 meters, but with a 7.62x39, I'm going to say good luck with that, because I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but I think you'd have better luck playing pickup sticks with your butt cheeks. This guy is set up right here for a bayonet. Now this one doesn't have it, but the lug right here has a bayonet. It kind of lays flat in here. You fold it out, it flips open. And that was really handy for just stabbing the shit out of stuff. You can still get these bayonets. Parts for this you can still get pretty easily. They're pretty available. But that bayonet was cool and kind of an interesting piece to have on here. A little bit of trivia for you too. With that bayonet attached to this, in a lot of the third world countries and smaller places, when they would have sporting events like javelin or spear chucking, they would use this gun a lot and flip the spear out and just kind of, just like that. Really popular amongst the youngsters in Afghanistan. One other thing I was going to tell you is in the back right here, it has a little hole right here. That's not a glory hole, guys. what that's for is for a cleaning kit. So anyways, with all that being said, I think it's time we should go try this guy out and see what the NORINCO SKS is all about. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and pop off 5 or 6 downrange and just see how they do. Let's try it. Ooh, baby, that packs some heat. I'll tell you what, we just took out that target a little bit. That's pretty dang cool, guys. I'll tell you one thing I've noticed with this gun, the trigger really isn't that bad. It's really not that bad. It feels pretty good. The gun seems to be pretty darn accurate. Let's go again. Whew. One thing I will tell you I've noticed right off the get-go, as far as speed shooting goes, this isn't your mother's AR. It's a little bit slower. It feels a lot more like the AK, because the bolt seems like it takes a long time to cycle versus like the AR is much quicker. I'm gonna go ahead and rapid fire this and see how fast we can get these shots right on center mass. Here we go. One time when I was shooting this, I was kind of rapid firing, and one thing I noticed that it will do, not all the time, but sometimes, is, you know how like you eject your last round and it holds open? I've noticed this one, like if I loaded 5 bullets and rapid fired them, by the time I got to the 4th, it would hold open, and the thing is, it would eject the 5th bullet, which was still ready to go and good to go, as though it was empty. So I'm gonna go ahead and rapid fire these 4 and see what happens. Let's see if we can hit the center target. That's going to leave a mark. A 7.62x39, that's the same round the AK shoots, so it's moving and it's hitting pretty hard. Let's go try an accuracy test with this and see what kind of results we get. So we're back here at like 40 yards, and let's go ahead and do an accuracy test on this. So I'm going to go ahead and load up, I don't know, let's just pick an odd number. Let's do 7 rounds, and I'm going to do my best to put them on that bullseye. A couple things I got going against me here. Number one, let's see, 5, 6, and 7. Number one is that the sights on this are black on black, so not a whole lot of contrast happening there, which can make it kind of difficult to see. Not making excuses, but I'm gonna do my best to hit that red and see what we can do. Alrighty, let's do it. Look at there. Now see what we got. That thing was just sticking straight up like that. I don't know what that's all about. Moving along. See, and that ejected a full round, full cartridge that wasn't even shot yet. So I don't really know what to make of that. When that happens, it just is one of those things. But again, guys, not a new gun. It's a surplus gun, so your guess is as good as mine. We got one more. Let's see what we can do on that target. Yeah, there you go. So here's the thing. When you shoot this gun, is it reliable? For the most part, yeah. But again, you know, you're dealing with some older technology, so you got some hiccups. Not making excuses, guys, but want you to know what you're getting into if you start running an SKS. As far as accuracy goes, I don't know. Let's go down here and have a look and see how we did on the targets. Come on. All right, guys, that's not a bad group. That's like a 5-inch group, which is actually pretty darn good at 50 yards with the SKS, iron sights. I mean, I think that guy is gonna do its job. It's gonna hit what you're trying to hit. All right, guys, let's see how this guy does with the FSU. We got Carol down there. She's looking good. Let's see what we can do. Oh, she's a one-hit wonder today. What the frig? Come on, let's see this. Come on, D. Oh, wait a minute. I see a little something down there. Oh, all right. Let me stand her back up, try one more thing. Don't be bitch, Carol. There. Looking good. Come on. We got to finish her up, man. Sometimes Carol, she gets a little, she has a change of heart sometimes, you know? And when that happens, you got to show her who's boss. Woo, look at the suntan she's developed. The little fireballs were pretty cool, but I've got something else on Carol special planned for you guys. All right, there we go. Here we go. Check it. Awesome. All right, we got a few left in here. Let's go ahead and do a mag dump on the silhouette. Ah, love it, love it. SKS, fun gun, love it. Well guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of the GUNMEISTER. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, happy shooting. We'll see you guys next time on the GUNMEISTER.
You're not doing that around me again. Holy